Hey, and welcome to Witchcrafty. So I was trying to come up with some ideas for dice bags. I was originally going to make a fish-shaped one, which I'll still be doing in the future, but I couldn't pass up on the thought of a Magikarp dice bag once I thought of it. Here's a list of everything you need. While I use felt for this, the result would look great in any other fabric also. Pause here if you need to. The pattern is available for free in the description for my DeviantArt. Make sure to follow the key in the top left hand corner before you cut it out and to add seam when necessary. The first thing you need to do is take the orange rectangle that is on page 1 and align it between the two main body pieces so it folds over to create a little bump on the side with no tracing and to join it along the straight edge. Repeat for the second side. Then, on the side with no tracing, align the black scale pieces to the top of the back side of the fish, beside the seam that you just made, and use a backstitch or a running stitch to join them on. Keep doing this until there's 3 on the first side. After that, repeat the same thing so the next side you do mirrors the side that you just made. Take the orange scale pieces and using the same method, place them on top of each of the black scale pieces to give each piece a black outline effect, and sew them on. Continue this until there's 3 on this side. Repeat this for the second side. Once done, take the black small circle and sew it onto the white eye backs. Repeat for the second eye. On the shorter side of the body, sew on one of the eyes to the upper half. Repeat this on the second body side so it mirrors the first side. After that, align the black strip with the sloped sides to the back end of the body and sew it on carefully so the other end aligns with the seam on the other side. Repeat for the second half of the body so it mirrors the side that you just did. For the fins, take each white piece and on the sideward tracing, draw 2 lines on each to imitate Magikarp's fin lines. Then, using a backstitch with black thread and following the lines you just drew, sew along the lines and create the webbed effect, going back over it once you reach the end so that the sideward no tracing has no gaps. Repeat this for the remaining 3 pieces. When you finish sewing in the lines, take one of the orange rectangles from page 2 and fold it between the 2 fin pieces with the tracing on the upside and then seal it in. Closing off the corner at the end with an invisible stitch once sealed. Once done, switch to white thread to blend and begin sewing around the rest of the fin. When you've nearly reached the end, flip the fin the right way up and close off the opening with an invisible stitch. Repeat this for the second fin. Like we did with the fin pieces, draw 2 lines on each mirrored tail piece on the sideward tracing and then use a backstitch on each side with black thread following these lines to give them a webbed effect. Once done, take one of the orange tail pieces and join it only along the curved side of the first tail piece. Repeat for the second orange tail piece. After that, place these 2 pieces together and sew them along the white fin pieces using matching thread to blend. Begin sewing the orange pieces together once done using matching thread. When you've almost reached the end of the sewing line, flip the tail and close off the remaining open end with an invisible stitch. Before we sew the bodies together, we need to prep all the remaining yellow pieces. Take the 3 spiked yellow pieces and place them together with the tracing on the outside and join them together only along the spikes, leaving the straight edge open. Once done, flip it the right way up with extreme care. Repeat the same process for the 2 pieces with 4 spikes. Take 2 of the 4 yellow whiskers and place them with the tracing facing up and sew them together all but the straight edge at the top. Once done, flip it the right way up with extreme care. Repeat for the remaining 2 pieces. Take one of the fin pieces and just before the bump in the body on the middle of the front side of Magikarp, use an invisible stitch to join it on. Repeat for the second side. Then, take one of the yellow whiskers and below the eye but a little forward from it, use an invisible stitch to join it to the body. Repeat for the second side. Place both body pieces so that they are lined together and begin sewing around it. When you reach each of the bumps, try sew it in as flush as possible so it aligns. Once you've just passed the bump, at the top of the body, tuck in the first 3 spiked fins so it points inwards and join it in, then continue the sewing line. When you reach the back end, tuck in the tail only at the highest point so it points inwards and seal it in again. Continue along and align the yellow 4 spike fin so it fits just before the next body bump and sew it in along its seam so it points inwards. Continue the stitch to the end, leaving the top straight edge open. Place 2 of the black pieces of fabric together with the tracing facing up and sew them together so that the top straight edge stays open. Once done, fold it the right way up and put the Magikarp body with the seams facing up into the black sack that you just made. Take your pink embroidery floss or anything that you want to use as a drawstring and tie each end. Measure this out to the pink rectangle and add excess for tying. Now this is the hardest part. Fold the pink rectangle in half with a string inside and place it into the orange Magikarp body so the seams all align from the black sack to the orange body to the pink rectangle. Check to make sure that when the string comes out it aligns with the lower side of the body at this part if you want the string to come out at the bottom. Then use pink thread and join all of these pieces together. Tuck the string into the plush so it doesn't get caught up and leave the hole where it comes out open. Once done, carefully flip the bag the right way up. And that is how you make a Magikarp drawstring bag. This took me an incredibly long time to master and edit, with many coffee breaks, but it was so worth it in the end. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and comment down below on ideas you'd like to see me make next. And while you're at it, why don't you go check out my other videos? I upload new videos every single week. Thanks for watching, bye!